Whew. Good evening, everybody. How's it going? It's gonna be an interesting one tonight. Man. And I'm melting just sitting here, so I can't wait to see see how it's gonna go once we get driving. Gonna be fun, hopefully. Couple of minutes now, and we should be able to get the old server started. Well, server will be starting in a couple of minutes. And then hoping that everything doesn't come crashing down to the ground in the meanwhile. Whew. God. Pedals, by just simply existing on the floor here, are hot. It's crazy. Really, I'm just waiting though for the server to go live. And hope that it's all set up properly. And we can get going. Okay. Oof. That's where it turns out I've got it all wrong on the server setup. I did check it earlier, and it looked alright. Any minute now. Any minute now. There we go. That seems correct. Sweet. Oof. Okay, server is up. We can go racing. Well, after we've practiced and yada yada. I don't know. I'm gonna guess. Am I going crazy? I was. Kimura's right there. The Kimura setup. I think that might do me some good here. I'd say they're relatively similar in some aspects. Make sure everything is all actually working. Oh. Okay, we're off to a great start. I can definitely drive, promise. wonder, I'll probably get away with extending the gear ratios to their fullest. I have to see what I do a couple of laps with it like this and see what we get. And then tweak it later. Stretch a bit more on these straights with some slightly longer gearing that we currently have. Car's feeling pretty alright for these hairpins, but I'm also not tackling them amazingly. I'll be surprised if I can get any kind of good results tonight. My goal really is to just kind of survive through these races. A bit better. Yeah, it's not too bad. Getting the hang of things. Yeah, I think definitely extending those gear ratios slightly will be in order. Because I am slamming that limiter down the straight. A slide there, nearly on the grass. We lived. One more lap like this, and we'll go and change the gear ratios and see what we get. I do think extending them out will probably be beneficial, but I could be wrong. So, got plenty of time, so getting a bit of a marker down on what I can do, at least currently, with shorter gears. No doubt the rest will be on eventually to put me in my place, as is the norm. Was that any faster? It was. Wow, it was almost a second faster. I don't know where I pulled that time, but apparently I did. Let's see. The track only has 2 sectors, okay. So I pretty much pulled it all in the last sector. It's good to know. I don't know what I did that was so special, but apparently I did something. Yeah, let's see what difference these longer gears can make. And hopefully it'll end up being a bit better than what we had previously. I don't know for sure, but we'll see. Oops. Not looking at where I was going. Okay. Already exceeding that on the straight. I think we can do in this next straight, though. That'll be the big question. Is this a longer straight with a faster entry? hold as much speed as you can through this last corner. Especially on that exit. Oh, yeah, so much more speed. Gone way too deep into there. Which wasn't so ideal. I feel like we're definitely probably gaining time on the straights. Got a bit of time probably. This back straight actually maybe not so much. But I think on the front straight we definitely will be. Admittedly, I haven't executed this like particularly well. So that's not helping things either. To 8. Okay. Not terrible though. Got on the grass there, which didn't help. Didn't break enough there. God, I'm driving like an idiot now. I assume I wasn't before, but driving even more like an idiot now. Barely 20 minutes into the stream and I'm already washed up. That might be a new record. Actually, no, I think there's been a couple of streams in the past where I've been immediately washed up. Washed out at sea. So try and run the car around the corner. Trying to put all that power down the straight and running it into the first corner. Okay, it's better on the braking. Better on the braking. Can I run it through here? That's the crucial thing. Getting the straight right is one thing, but getting these hairpins right is a whole other. Getting the exit onto this next straight right even more important. Okay, not too bad. Let's make a full use of the track whip on the exit here. Straighten this out. Smooth run through there. Corner that seemingly never ends. So using the full track whip here. So we can get the smoothest arc we can through this last turn. Hopefully that should be a bit faster. It is 109 or 101.9. So you get longer gears are faster. For the full gear ratio, they say, from slightly click down. Okay. Really careful on that old throttle application, but I'll try and get on the throttle as early as I can also. It's always so awkward trying to balance that throttle. This whole last sector is pretty awkward, to be honest. So make sure you don't get that rear end out too much. There's an improvement though still. Definitely more time on the table. Just gotta try and find it. Shit. Way too early there. Got that line all kinds of wrong. As well as that exit. Below the corner. You love to see it. Car doesn't make a lot of power, but you really do have to be careful on that throttle to get out of these corners properly, like as if it has way more power than it actually does. But I guess this thing is so light and it's such a short wheelbase, you kind of get that despite its diminutive scale. It's too slow from there. That's a cut, went too wide. That's some time though, because Yari is currently leading, currently jumping ahead. Oof. Hello, how's it going? There you go. Oh, bit of a rev there. Oh, that really did. Engine did not like that. Maybe this is AC though. The engine damage doesn't really matter until the engine goes kablam. So good there. CM says the race will be 600 laps long. I've seen it bug out like that a few times where it says instead of time it converts it into like the seconds into like individual laps. So it's like, oh yeah, the race will be 1,200 laps long, but the race is only like 20 minutes. You'd have thought they would have, it's something that probably they would have fixed by now, but I don't know what causes it in the first place, so. Too late. Shit. Oh my god. Probably. Setup is good enough. Do I have enough fuel? I do. Okay. Yes. 10 laps, that's not too bad. I'm okay with only being 3 tenths off at the moment, though. Because, yeah, oh. Of how fucking hot it is at the moment, I think just getting to the end of the races will be good enough in my book. Well, getting to the end of the races without any major incidents would be good enough in my book. I will apologize in advance. Also, if there's any background noise, I obviously have like the windows open and stuff. Um, and England are playing tonight, so people are bound to make a bit of a ruckus, I think. Probably later on. I think the stream should end probably before the match starts. But people will probably be making noise before that happens. Oh, he's not going to be down to nearly 6 temps back. Oh. Maybe try pushing that back. I don't think that'll really help much, but... So yeah, I'm hoping that you won't really pick it up. Microphone's pretty decent at not really picking up the background noise too much. There's every chance it could do. See if I can maybe etch up a little more time. Make some slight tweaks. Too bad there's no like diff settings or anything on this thing, because it could probably do have some, but I guess that might make the car a little less fun to drive if it just behave all the time. Great, way too early there. It's whatever. Nope. Okay, there you go. Okay. Run this thing through the corner. I didn't feel too bad. It's pretty meddling. Yeah. Okay. I feel like you can shift up pretty early in this thing. Do you want to tweak? Where the hell was it? Ah, here. Is that the right one? It is. Okay. Shrink this down a little bit. I don't want quite as much negative toe on the front as I had previously. Okay, we're on to qualifying now. Expecting it's probably going to be a bit of a quiet night tonight. I could be wrong, but... I don't know what it's like for the rest of Europe, but at least over here it is fucking hot. And also, yeah, the World Cup seems to be picking up more. I don't really follow it, so I don't really know exactly what's going on beyond the fact that England are playing tonight, but I think there's like a bunch of other matches happening also. I don't know. Oof. Pirand is just constantly trying to break away. Really grabbed fifth so early. She just straightened the power band. Maybe that's the key to saving some time in this car in general, is just grabbing them years earlier. Touching the sand is not going to help you. Roll it on through the corner. We're going to be the slowest here, at the moment at least. Oh, especially if he's clocking in 1 minute. Minute 1:08. Basically a second off Mattia at the moment. I can do better though, as we saw in practice. Right through there. Stop that sliding. It's costing me time. They want just enough sliding to get that rotation through the corner, but it's pretty hard to run that line in AC. That was a faster lap though, which is good. Okay. That's a bit scruffy. We go a bit deeper into there, maybe. Just sliding so much. That's a 6. Okay, I almost thought it was a 0.37. I was about to say, what the fuck? Ooh. 1 minute 9. Just within the 1 minute, or just under the 1 minute 1 barrier. I'll take that. I wasn't expecting that, but I was pretty scruffy though. There's definitely more in it. I mean, we know there's more in it by obviously the benchmark Mattia has set at the moment, but I know I can definitely get more out of what I've got so far if I just clean up my execution more. Shifting this thing does seem to be helping a bit. Is it any faster there? I think that's good enough though. I don't think there's anything that really needs tweaking. I think we should be okay. Oof. Okay. Shame this thing doesn't have a... Yeah, it doesn't have a horn. Boo. First race of the night. The easiest race of the night out of the two that we'll be doing. Well, out of the three, I guess, technically. But, we'll see how it goes. A bit deep on the brakes. Mattia's gone deep though. Twang that pedal there. A bit of rotation. Too much on the throttle there. That was a mistake. The grass a bit. He's got a better run than I did out of there. Fully work out as I was hoping it would. Hoping I get a bit of a better run out, but really stayed in the slipstream. Got a bit of valuable toe down. We both lock up into this corner. You'll love to see it. Saw the puff of smoke from him, and I feel the puff of smoke on my end. All over the road. You literally just can't fully grip that last corner. You gotta have the power down to keep the speed up, but the thing just wants to go sideways on you. And there's pretty much nothing you can do about it. Oh, I turned way too early there. That was a shit exit. Oh my god, what am I doing? Arg. Not much on the exit there. Her slipping away from me. And just sliding everywhere. Oof. terribly. Oh yeah, it's Tuesday. Yup, it is Tuesday. Yeah, it's race 1. And I am in the process of sinking. As I slowly melt into the chair. Did have a bit of a brainwave though. I remembered that Mattia had cooked up a setup. I'm assuming he probably took like some oval setup, like sort of ideas. At least with how much setup suspension you can tune on this. Made a car that was built for turning right. And it just occurred to me that this track is mostly right turns. There's only, I think, 2 left turns on the whole track, so this is a right. And then we feed it back into a left. And then we go immediately back into a right. Things go odd. If I join mid-race, I could tag along for race 2. No, it shouldn't do. Everything should be fine. So it was a right, and this is a left, and then we're into 2 more rights to finish the lap. So, actually, I think that setup philosophy could work here by skewing at least I think the front suspension is all you can change, but skewing that to make the car want to turn right could probably actually net you some time around here. I can't believe I didn't think about that earlier. I could try it for race 2. I got nothing to lose, really. I'm already not really being able to keep up as it is. Gonna pause just camera. This is just fair enough. But yeah, the little script that I have to generate the per race results, which I still need to modify into making it so that I can get those up onto the website, but that's a different story. Yeah, I have that programmed in so that I think if you, somewhat similarly to SRS, where I think you have to complete at least, I think I set it up so you have to complete at least 2 laps in a race to count towards the standings, otherwise you're just automatically excluded. I don't remember what exactly I set it to though, but there's track's pretty open, so I don't think it will hurt if you wanted to shake the car down a little bit. We'll run off in this race. Hey. Oh, locked up a little bit there. That's okay. Let's have had a bad downshift somewhere. I can't remember where. Because I have a yellow engine. The engine does get a little yellow from just the general little nicks it takes. But it mainly gets damaged. That doesn't really do a lot of damage. It mainly takes damage from aggressive up or down shifting. Well, aggressive down shifting, I should say. Oh, God. I am just all over the place. Whew. Oh, my days. Okay, let me try this. Okay, so what can we do? Oh, we can? No way. Okay. So I need to remember how the wheels... I always forget which way the wheel toe works. It's the right. Okay, so I want that to be towed out. We'll go to about 0.2. I want this one to be towed in to about 0.2. No, I'll go 0.2. Yeah, I'll do. Did 2 laps. Fair enough. You know, that'll do. Should probably cut it, I think. Okay, here we go. Oh, I can feel the steering pull already on the straight. It's pretty funny. I wasn't sure if I would or not, but I definitely do. Oh my god, yeah, wow. You can't really see it easily from the onboard, but what you don't see is that on the straights, yeah, I am turning. Actually, you could see the right hand, maybe. Actually, no, I think it's covered up by the chat box. But I am having to turn slightly to the left just to keep the car going straight. I feel like this might be a bit excessive, though. I mean, maybe having it wanting to go the other way might have helped me. I don't know. It does feel very strange. Basically, not turning the wheel at all to get the pitch on for the last turn. But yeah, for the 2 left-handers, it definitely sucks more, but for the 2 right-handers, it's business. Great move. Locking up. Oh, he's trying to find a way in. Pretty much on top of each other. angle a bit wrong there. I'm just holding these up now. Oh no, yeah, I fell back. Yeah, I think I might have gone a little extreme on this setup. But it seems like it's kind of working. Oh, man. God, that's just a bump in the middle of that corner that always spits you out so far. I'm buckling all over the place here. Surprisingly hanging on to this just about by the skin of my teeth. Oh, that curb's not going to help. I actually broke away a little bit there. Yes, I successfully slowed the pace down to the 101s. Making a setup that turns right just too good. If he really wanted to shoot his shot, he could probably go for it, but... Wow, that was pretty nice out of there. Power down. Whew, I think I got it back. Trying to get Yari into this slipstream so you can try and fight Batir a bit more. Really slide through the corner like a fool. Yari's got ahead. Does this count as race manipulation? Oh man, I am fishtailing all over the place. Oh my god, I've actually broken away slightly. Pretty crazy. Oh my god, they actually got further away there. I don't know how that happened. He's not getting any slipstream off of me, which is good. Place. I think you almost got to wait till after the bump to really get your foot on that throttle. Do need Yari to challenge him. though, if I want to stand any chance of pulling off this win. I nearly waded out into the dirt there. Okay. I'm intentionally putting on a bit of a defense showcase here by just being slow. It seems like Gary's fallen back, which isn't good. And Mattia's closed in as well. Which means it's pretty much going to be me and him, I think, on this final lap. We got on the dirt, that's big. It's actually not getting any ground on me. Look it up a little bit. Oh, come on. Woof. I don't know how that worked, but it did. Oh my god. That was unexpected. Oh. So, to do another lap, I guess, technically, he does. Not the lap time differences. Too much fun doing sideways. That was pretty fun, though. Oof. Oh, look at him go. Let's get that drift going. And across the line. Yeah, pretty much just constantly drifting around here. Whether you really wanted to or not. I'm gonna put the replay up, but I will be right back because I need to go and use the restroom quickly. Oh, that's the wrong one. So give me 2 seconds. I will just leave this running in the background though. There's at least something happening. So give me 2 seconds. Man. We'll probably go through this after the next race. Because I do notice we only have 5 minutes. Man. Listen, we're in a pattern with me in these. Join, can't compete, ends up just sliding around and lapped. I mean, as long as you're having fun, I guess. Or some degree of fun. That's alright. Yeah, but I'd be lapped in the pits, but I guess I stopped too far. Yeah, I think the... Oh, I'm on the wrong window. This is the... camera for this is a funny perspective. But yeah, the start-finish line is here. And so we have 1, 2... Oh, wait, hang on. Oops. Got rid of that. 1... Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pit boxes in front of the pit or the start-finish line. So if you went to your pit box, you would have crossed the line. I think. Let us go. Man. That 4, 5, 6 last time was just a good slide. I don't know what it looked like from our end. I felt like I was sliding quite a bit. But I never really got to saw how much. Yeah, a little bit. Let's see, 4, 5, 6. I'm guessing probably about here. Oh. Gonna slide on through the hairpin. Gotta say though, the old right turn setup seemingly worked okay. Definitely made turning, but I definitely could have been faster if I was more capable tonight. Not this time. Okay, initiating. Oh, there we go. Some proper angle there. Surprised I didn't clock onto that though until the first race where it was like, oh yeah, most of the turns here are just right. Totally messed up. I'm not surprised. Still the rubber banding service script. Oh, is that a thing? I guess at this point I shouldn't be surprised, but... I do need to look and see at some point... what I can do with, whoop, I'm gonna cross it a little bit. Look and see what I can do with, like, server plugging stuff. There's one of the things I'd like to try and do. Yeah, because balance restricted based on distances. Okay. It'd be interesting to look in, not necessarily for like rubber banding, but who knows, maybe we can experiment with it for like a special or a season or something, see what happens. But the, yeah, because one of the things I'd like to do, right, is try and make as much stuff server-sided as possible. Don't have to get yourself because I forgot what it is. I mean, I'm just saying. I was just thinking as like a hypothetical thing. It might be, you know, it'd be an interesting experiment. I think to try maybe at least once. Aha, the server is up. See how it shakes up the racing and whatnot. But the main idea I wanted to touch on is that... Oh, that's the wrong server. I nearly tagged a bunch of people who wouldn't really have cared. But yeah, I'd like... One of the things I'd like to have eventually, right, is to have everything be... Pretty much everything be server-sided and handled by the server. One of the things that's kind of annoying in, like, a lot of AC communities and racing and stuff like that, right? You have to download all these extra apps and stuff like that, like, and whatnot. But, like, different communities use different apps, you know? I've seen, while I haven't had to deal with many myself, I've seen people join servers with different kinds of, like, penalty apps and stuff like that. And it's like, it'd be nice to just have a simple system that just doesn't need any of that and is all handled within the server. Granted, there's probably quite a bit of stuff that you can't do with that, but like, I don't want to rock the boat in terms of, you know, reinventing the wheel as to how AC works. At least not at the moment. So, I would play AC like I used to a year or two ago. Now I just play like an arcade game, patches, scam, hundreds of songs. I played. Yeah, that's fair enough. But I'll leave it deep for now. But yeah, that's just kind of my headcanon, right? Because I remember, obviously, when I did the thing on WSS recently for, with, like, Alexi's community and whatnot, God, my brain is going. There, they obviously had, or was it Real Penalty or whatever? Like, WSS... I don't know if that was a WSS thing, maybe it is. But yeah, then, like, you know, that added, like, a whole suite of crap. To, like, the game that I didn't really need. I was like, okay, you now got all this, like, penalty stuff, but, like, I don't really care about anything else. And obviously, yeah, like, telling people, oh, you need to download this, this, and this, you know, it's more... The more steps you give people to do something, the more likely they are to just go, nah. I mean, I've seen people in other communities before literally complain about having to download a mod. So, granted, this was a predominantly race room community, and they were obviously playing, they were doing like a special thing in AC. They're like, oh, I don't want to have to download all these mods. Which was like a couple of mods, and it was like really not that hard. But the more clicks you put in to do something, the more likely people are to just shut off and be like, nah, I don't want to do it. And so by having the server do a lot of the heavy lifting, I feel like I can make using the server a bit more of a frictionless experience. No doubt some people have already done it in some other places. I don't know. Admittedly, my knowledge of the competition is pretty weak. These days, beyond surface level things. Oh my god. Basic CSP server scripts are just placed in the welcome message. Clients only need to have CSP. Okay. Oh, response. It would have been more fit if I switched back to a roof camp preset. Probably. No, I'm going crazy. Good to know. Backside videos don't play for me. Do they not? Big DDF board's supposed to play a video. Oh, what, like this one? I'm guessing. Oh, right there. Oh, it does seem like it would be a video board. Oh. Actually, I guess this is the side you're meant to see. This is like the back. Like a giant TV. Actually, this is just literally a giant TV. Okay. It's probably some CSP setting I have turned off. However, I don't need to be making this room any hotter than it already is, so... You know, actually... Maybe the Detroit... Let's take a look. Actually... Tough times. Okay, that. Maybe do that. Soften the suspension all the way. These down a bit. The OBS probably contributes to heat a lot more. Maybe, but I need OBS. I think I can survive without a TV playing some video. Where's any mother saying keep the stream with touchscreen? Okay, fair enough. Bottom out there. Shoot, bottom out. It's probably something you can't really avoid. Oh, that curb. That nearly sucked me into the wall. Holy bejesus. Survival is really going to be my main prerogative. I would be hoping to be pushing and competing, but man, it is kind of hard to keep the level of focus I need to be able to properly push. Put that in second. I don't want to go into first. It seems like a death trap. Oh, I've gone a bit deep. Yeah, maybe the Detroit setup could work. Oh god. Yeah, I think it could. Probably better than whatever the hell I'm cooking together at the moment. That's the wrong button. I mean, the Detroit setup wasn't terribly great, but better than nothing. Maybe give a click out here, though. Oh, this did. Okay, this did max. Okay. Didn't realize he went full blown. Rotates a lot more. Oh, shit. Alright. Remember that I have the mirror on. Okay. So I'm feeling a bit more comfortable now, though. This car is still pretty brutal. I'm getting the hang of it. Should be able to post a somewhat representative lap time in a sec. It's really bad. We lived. It's fine. Oh. See what kind of laps I'm ready to get on here. 45. Yeah, again, back out there. Here's Batia gonna hit us for probably 40 flat. vibration through my wheel, but whatever. Camera locked up slightly earlier and picked up a bit of a flat spot. First he's like posting, I wonder if it's like a mod he has or something. Posting some random bring characters into the chat. The same one as last time, so odd. Okay, pretty comparable with my lap time from last time. Oh, shit. I can maybe dial the downforce back a bit. I'll try that, see what happens. Here she blows. 6 and 10. Let's go for 8 and 5. Completely random set, but might work. Extend the gearing slightly a little bit as well. See what we get. See what we get. Feeling overly confident that this will be an improvement, but I feel a little sensitive sometimes. And having less error might make me a little better over the bumps. I don't know. I'm just spouting bullshit at this point. Okay, this is feeling a bit nicer though, a bit smoother. Not quite as sensitive. A wheel burn on the inside there. Not gonna help. Nearly hit that wall. And we're not going to get a lap in. Boo. I guess qualifying will be the test. We'll see how much of a lap we can get in here. Should probably until Yari completes his, or he invalidates it. Pretty even Stevens on this opening section. Ah, whoops. Well. Feeling a bit nicer though. I think I'll stick with this. Quick. Ooh. god. I've put everything in the wrong places. Okay. Oops. There we go. We're good. I think that should do me okay. I think okay is about as good as we're getting. Okay, qualifying time. I didn't check the fuel actually. In 23 minutes, that should be about good on the fuel for this race also. I'm going to keep that fuel level in. I'm just going to use this as a bit of an extended practice session. Just try and keep the driving. What's this we got on this outlet though? Hit on a random topic. One of the things I've been thinking about a bit, especially as I've grown older, is that I am terrible at holding on to social circles. This was something that I was kind of able to blissfully ignore during my younger school years, right? Because, like, you're pretty much always meeting new people, and oh, you already spun. Pretty much always meeting new people. You're always around people and whatnot. And while I am still at work when I go into the office and whatnot, you know, it's kind of stagnated, and I don't really, and I kind of reached a point where I was like, you know, like, I pretty much lost contact with, like, all my old school friends. Which, you know, I have friends still, obviously. But, like, you know, it is kind of a, in some regards, it is kind of a shame to have thrown that away a bit. Like, I can get in contact with them. I have tried reaching out to at least one who I'd love to get back in touch with, but I haven't received any dice on that front so far. But it's like, yeah, it's been so long now. That, ooh, gosh, it bumps you that first time. I do kind of regret in some ways not keep in touch with them, but it's just kind of something that happened, really. I don't know how much other people would necessarily relate to that, but I know, especially as I've moved around places, especially in the beginning, I kind of put all my focus into this new environment, trying to get myself up to speed with it and whatnot. And in some regards, that kind of just leads to me just completely forgetting. About people from prior places and whatnot for a while. Obviously, you know, now at work and whatnot, I'm sort of at a place now where I've been doing it for long enough that, well, I'm still going through and learning new things. I'm kind of at a stagnant point, really. Stagnant's maybe the wrong word, but kind of at a... Stable's also not the right word either. I'm at a point. Where I'd say I'm relatively comfortable with everything, for the most part. It's obviously the industry is in a very interesting place, and the world is in a very interesting place right now. It's hard to say, really. Things are, they're all hunky-dory and stable. But, you know, in a relatively good place, all things considered. As good as I can be, given the circumstances. But it's like... the social side of my life has kind of always been lacking. At least outside of... or at least in the past, since I've gone into work and whatnot. It's something that I've definitely neglected. And I'm kind of sat here like, maybe I shouldn't have. Over time, I would like to start getting in touch with more people who I used to hang out with and whatnot, and be like, hey, you wanna catch up? See how it goes, I guess. Albeit not this week. Gonna need old Mother Nature to dial it back a little bit. Oof. Looks up at you, and how does that make you feel? I don't know. The only thing I feel right now is burning. Oh, I got the top spot. Nice. I don't know how long that'll stand for. I think I'm getting the hang of this. Setup is pretty cushy. And yeah, just I've noticed in recent times that like we're so preoccupied with, you know, sort of building my career and what do you call it? You know, saving up for like big purchases like the house and whatnot. Like, I kind of neglected everything else. Admittedly, with the house, I'm still buried under... not necessarily buried, but still have to keep up with some pretty hefty payments. Because those are just the joys of current society. Shit. I'm just gonna give up qualifying here. I'm gonna maybe get up for one more lap, but I think it's probably better that I save what I can do for the race. I already feel my leg cramping up slightly. He's already a second up on this lap. How much is he gonna sandbag though? Depends on what he wants to do. Still love this livery though. Oh, that was a bit of a snap there. That might have just put him out of track limits. I don't know. Hard to say for sure. Leg cramp, but the pedal's too close. No, it's more that I'm just really pretty damn hot. Just need to drink more, which I've just done. Maybe leg cramp isn't exactly the right word either. A degree of discomfort. Ooh, he's wrecked it out of the final turn. He might actually be struggling there to set him up. I was thinking he was maybe sandbagging, but he might just be struggling to get a good lap in. This track isn't easy, so could be both. Yeah, maybe. We locked up a bit. Oh, okay, he gave up in the end, it seems. Well, this is going to be an interesting race, though. Need to actually get on an onboard camera. Cheers for the luck, I will definitely need it. I struggled enough with the last combo, and that was quote-unquote easy in comparison. But it seemed like I was taken to this relatively well, so hopefully that'll pay off. I do know this track reasonably well. That's funny, I just noticed. I'm guessing this probably reuses the steering wheel from like the Porsche GT3 car or something. You can see, well, it's probably actually be revving up, but you can see on the top of the steering wheel there's the traction control button, like traction control controls. Oh, I've gone real deep. Intentionally cockblocked Mattia there, but there wasn't really anywhere else I could have gone. It's a bit hot. I do need to be careful with that. I don't overheat them too much. Wasn't great. Really skipped around the rear there. Bogatier's gone deep. I think he might just actually be struggling, to be honest. I don't blame him. It's a curb strike. Did not need that. Nearly went straight into that outer wall. Yari's a bit sketchy out of the final turn. Which is good, because it brings me just about within slipstream range. Try and get that run down here. Big slipstream power. I'm actually going to back off slightly. Oh, I'm sliding. I lost a lot of ground there. Yeah, it's catching up slightly behind. Something I do need to be wary of. Days. It's kind of running away with this at the moment. Especially if I'm going to drive like that. Oh my god. Real deep into that braking zone. That did not help me at all. But yeah, trying to get the throttle down out of there. I can feel the rear left just spin up on its own. Just trying to slip. This is the loose stiff. Under power. Oh, nearly in the wall again there. Bouncing all over the place here. Oh, closed up nicely here to Yari again. Actually going to short shift slightly. Oh, shit. I think quite need to doors like that, but I think we both got away with it. A bit more of a heavy-handed pass than I thought it was gonna be. Hope that he realizes that. Oh god, that front just didn't want to bite. We're gonna have a big run down here on me though. Looks like we're gonna look for the inside. He's not going to take it. Yar. Oh, Batia's gone deep. Sorry. He's off into the gravel, I think. They got a bit wide there. Should help. It's going to have Yari on the inside. Locked up a bit. Got up his inside a bit there. Both spooked each other a bit, I think. Simply be able to get the power down a little better. Oh, I'm going into that wall again. Wasn't great. Kushila, we're still in that slipstream range, barely. Just gonna hopefully pull him in a little bit. Oh, I locked up on the cusp of the hill. That didn't work out at all. I should have pulled out, I think. That would have been the better play. At the slipstream. Take so much air off of you that it just put my foot on the brakes, and obviously I'm running load cells in a sim, but pretty much metaphorically my pedal went to the floor and nothing happened. Well, nowhere near as much as I would have wanted to have happened. Unlucky? Yeah, it was a stupid mistake. I should have known. Especially given it happened to me earlier as well. I made the same mistake twice. So I paid the price. This might be off the cards. I don't know, I did feel like I was maybe slightly faster than Yari. Of course, the first goal now is to try and maybe get Mattia back. That's not going to help. Sliding through that turn. Last time it's going to be so awkward though. Pretty much no matter what car you're in. It's tighter than you think it is, but it's also faster than you think it is. So you either take it too tight or not tight enough. I think I do have likely superior track knowledge than both of these guys. And just sheer virtue of having raced it more. Doing the Thermalito events every year. And obviously the times that I've hosted it myself. I don't know if many other communities are really running this track. It's a shame if they're not, because I do really like the track. If I pick it. I like what Dan came up with. Bit there on the rears, but we managed it. Rears do not really want to cool down though. I think it's just the nature of this track though. Funneling them into the ground. Luckily, we have so much tread on these things that it doesn't matter. Did not want to grip up out of there though, which wasn't good. However, we are both faster than Gary. However, Mattia is a couple of attempts faster than me. Struggling a bit on the handling at the moment, I think, though. Not sure how I need to remedy it. I'm gonna be driving a little more carefully, but gotta keep the speed up as well. Right back in a second. Getting this nice and straight. It'd be only Dan who keeps the track relevant in the bigger scale of things. I mean, true, it is his track. And unfortunately, fictional tracks still have a bit of an iffy rap, I think, in sim racing. Which is a shame, because, like, while, I mean, here we are, you know, fictional track, fictional car, but this is still very much sim racing. It still has everything I like about sim racing. You know, but given that this is a fully virtual environment, we have the freedom to experiment with, you know, ideas that we'll likely never see in the real world. I haven't seen others race talk about it, yeah. Those two are pretty much on top of each other. Those two are going to fight into the corner. Too busy looking at them. Oh, I think they touch slightly. Means Mattia lost out. Which is good. Oh, Yari's lost it. He's wrecked into the wall. Got it going nicely though, but he's lost a lot of time. That's obviously going to have a bit of a nick on his car. Mattia's locked up ahead. I locked up a little bit too. It's a pretty scrappy race, but still all to play for, I think. Question is, can I catch Mattia on his own without a Yari ahead of him? I'm not sure, but I'm going to try. God, it's so difficult for some of these points. The car is really not happy. I'm trying to give it everything I have. I'm cooking up those rears a bit too much, though. Oh, I've done it again without even being in anybody's slipstream. God fucking damn it. just knuckleheaded the braking zone. I guess that's what I get for thinking I could win this race. These conditions. Oh, I got Yari on my tail. It's got a bit of a battle going on here. What's that? Pikachu face stares me down. He's gonna get a good run here. Is he gonna do anything with it? Is the big question. He's gonna look. Batia's got this though in the bag. They're gonna come down to me via Yari, I think, unless Batia wrecks out on his own. Up ahead. Billy will have to wreck out pretty big time, I think. Oh, yes, slight nick on the wall. Oh, lock on the rear axle, no! God damn it. It's just down the Porsche according to quick results. I mean, I guess you mentioned the Porsche, yeah, that does bring up a pretty relevant point with the wider AC modding sphere. Or wide AC, well, yeah, I guess the modding sphere, yeah. It's like, I feel like a lot of the people who check out mods, right? They check out the mod, they go, hey, look, guys, this thing is cool. And then they just move on to the next thing. Hey, look, guys, this thing is cool. Hey, look, guys, this thing is cool. And it's like, it eventually just kind of becomes buried and forgotten about, I feel, you know. These content creators have so many videos being like, hey, look at this cool thing I found. Hey, look at this cool thing I found. But, like, it's kind of impossible to keep track of everything they've been like, hey, look at this cool thing I found. You know, I think when something new comes out that's interesting, a lot of people pick it up, they play it, and then they just drop it and go back to their usual stuff. I mean, I think everybody has kind of fallen for that at some point. Unless you're like some ultra hipster or whatever. It's the whole YouTube scene really, yeah. Up to now, just checklists, yeah. I mean, I've even done some videos like that in the past, to be honest. But I have, well, actually, I guess I was gonna say I have actually used those cars, but I haven't really made videos of me using those cars a lot. So technically I am part of the problem. Because, like, I made videos on, like, the Formula Hybrid 2019 and 2020, I think. I did race those a couple of times, as well as the Hyperion that I talked about as well back in the day. Raced all of those online with some friends, but never broadcasted any of it. I guess I technically did race the toilet bowl online once as well. Maybe in honor of that, that being recommended to people, we should do a special on the toilet bowl. It's eventually cooled down quite a bit. And that's in part from me just taking things slower. more carefully. Oh god. A bit wide there. So glad there's isn't floor damage in AC, because sometimes absolutely slam the bottom of these cars and you just get away with it. AC YouTubers should take note. Skyrim mod showcase. I'll read that again. The rest of it in a sec. This is easily the most, especially in this car, probably one of the most demanding parts of the track. Because it's easy to wheel spin, easy to slam into the wall. Well, I'm not really competitive at the moment, at least. Don't want to fall back too far. I'm gonna be there in case shit happens. An update for a quest to follow. They have second wave of exposure. Well, it's up the cars getting skin packs, tracks getting extra layouts. Yeah, I do think there's room for that kind of stuff. However, I think some mods don't really get. I feel like sometimes the updates aren't big enough, really. Like, I think maybe for like the Thermalito 2025 revamp, you maybe could do it, because it's changed a little bit. It's changed a bit from like the original one that came out in like, what was it, 2023? I think. Like this original newer version. Not the original. Oh, I've locked the rear axle. Yeah, I think when it's like, oh, we just reprofiled a couple of corners, it's just kind of like, eh. You could make a little spotlight on it, but you won't really be able to get much out of it. Across the line. Yeah. There's more stuff showcasing one videos, one series. Like when I first started modding AC, went over 700 videos or so. Damn. Maybe just can't check combos with download links. Fair enough. Got off to a pretty good start here. Just up the inside. A bit deep on the exit though. Bit of a unintentional blockade there, but that's what it was. Seriously, when modders started to flank the videos. Huh. Why would they do that? Was there ever a reason given, or...? No. Just kind of fell back. Oh, yeah, big slide into here. Yeah, I was struggling with the rear end this race quite a bit. Oh, yeah, I got a bit sideways on the exit there, I think. Yep. Oh, good catch, though. I was getting a lot of rear bouncing and locking. This was a mistake, though. I should have pulled out of the slipstream, but instead I stayed in it. Nearly completely missed the corner. And nearly plowed into the back of Yari. Luckily avoided both, just about, but... Should have been a warning sign for what was to come, but... Alas, it wasn't. Really makes this time, but the grid closed back up. Guessing because of the links. If they just gave links to the mod, I don't see anything wrong with that, unless he gave out links to mods that he shouldn't have. Or like gave out links that he maybe shouldn't have. Like, say, allowing people to access paid mods for free. Because, I mean, I can understand why that would probably anger the people who made it. It went up the inside here. Okay, that was hardly a touch. I was gonna say, I thought I absolutely clattered into his door. I was like, oops. That was a bit more heavy-handed than I thought it would be, but I think that was just a slight graze crossing of pathways. Because these cars are pretty big. The kid didn't take it. Oh yeah, oh. The kid went way too deep. I think it started braking. Okay, it's a bit late on the braking. I think the downforce loss didn't help either, and... Oh, it's actually just tarmac here? I thought this was all gravel. I guess that was changed at some point? I guess there's gravel out there. Not out of the round of possibilities, has been too long. Fair enough. Nope. Wrong way. Yeah, I got back into here. I was hoping I could maybe get a switch bank here. We went a bit deep into the hairpin here, though. 14. This is labeled like T14 and whatnot, but I think they all actually have, you know, T14, T15. I think these all actually have corner names, though. Interestingly, they're not represented here. And then here you go, I made the same mistake. Got a huge, well, got a bit of a run. Braked into the dirty air. And I went whammo into the barrier. Still looking relatively close. TT needs to be named after, you know. Oh, after me now. I guess. The amount of times I fucking crashed there in this one race. I think it's called like Arnie Corner or something like that though, because Arnie's up there. You got him. There he is. a bit out of date now, but I think it was technically a bit out of date when it was made, but I wouldn't implement the text scriptures for the last two, just include a map image or something. Fair enough. Need to close up a bit here. I was hoping this would maybe eventually turn into a pretty good battle, but sort of fell apart. Okay, he breaks pretty early. Ooh. Now we got across the nose. Oh, locked up the brakes there a little bit. Very few people use the in-game app. I'll be honest, I only have this here for the... Oh, that was unlucky. For this replay view, I don't actually have it up normally. Yeah, just got a bit eager on the throttle out there. Bam, into the wall. Pretty decent recovery though, all things considered. Got away with that pretty well. From what could have been way worse. Trying to see if I could keep up, but ultimately was nothing, and I managed to fuck this corner up without there being... Oh, I actually gained air there. Look at that. Bam. Car jumped. I think here, though, I was just pushing a bit, and I also locked the rear axle. That was what really killed me, I think. Never really felt much rear locking at other tracks, but here I was dealing with it quite a bit. Plus that allowed Yari to get back onto my tail. And then I spun it through the last corner like an idiot. Hell yeah. And he got the plates, so that was it, I think. I don't think anything else really happened. Everybody kind of just ended up in their own lanes. And that was the race. However, we do have the race beforehand to look at. So let me get that up. When it eventually loads. Oh, I haven't kept this replay yet. Oops. That. Legends. What? The rare car where I move brake bias forward from default. Yeah, most cars typically go backwards. But maybe that was probably the right idea here. It's not the idea that I took. Jump forward to the start though. Got a pretty decent getaway on the reverse grid pole in quotation marks. Yari locked up. And let those two to go. Well, not quite side by side. Oh, you can see the wheels tilted. Yeah, I didn't realize how much you would be steering. Is everybody? Or is he just... I wonder if everybody... I mean, you probably were. I guess in your own corner, it seems pretty straight. But I did try in this race to run the like skewed to the right setup idea. It seemed like it worked, but it was hard to tell. I wasn't able to go faster with it, but kind of maybe on a night where I wasn't being barbecued. This car's are much bigger from cockpit view. They are tiny. It's nice. Let's pass into the first corner. The mirrors also make everything look way closer than it actually is. Like, especially compared to the actual in-game mirror. Like, I thought I was being dive-bombed. Well, I was worried I was maybe getting dive-bombed at some corners, but I knew the arrows were also wrong, and I kind of knew where the arrows... roughly where the arrows would be. Like, it basically had to be, like, sideways the arrow for you to be, like, alongside, or, like, somebody to be alongside me. I tried out the inside here, but it didn't quite work out. Successfully gave Yari a bit of slipstream here. Can equalize that up. I feel like this race kind of ended up being me parking the bus. The arrows are for tiny cars, yeah. Wasn't intentionally meaning to park the bus constantly, but I think just due to my lack of confidence with the setup changes and my general lack of speed in the races as well. Whoa. Big old slides there. Yeah, the car was constantly trying to break away through that turn. It was pretty cool, but also, like, kind of bad. Unique challenge to deal with, though. It's not very often where you're forced into a situation like that. Especially with racing in AC, where you really have to balance the throttle to keep the car going around the corner, while still keeping speed up. Pretty much just let the car take me through the through that corner, last corner, and just hoped for the best. This might have been it here, but I was able to get a pretty good run on the... Oh, okay, that was why. You got a bit of a slide on the exit. Get too eager on the throttle. I'm surprised I was able to... Well, actually, I didn't know I was that far... That you were actually that far ahead on the exit. I think my eyes were just trained here. I don't really remember. But I managed to make it work, somehow. Obviously helped that you got a big slide on. I was trying to give Yari the toe here, and I think it kind of worked. Kind of. He's a bit far away. It was debatable. Because I knew to benefit my chances of winning, I had to keep you two fighting. I was surprised I managed to pull a bit of a gap here. I was also kind of worried because that meant somebody could get a run. You two fought a bit here, which was good. To the inside. He came for the switchback, but he got a bit of a slide on the exit, which cost him. Close though. Ooh. Nearly went into the back. Locked up a little bit. Wasn't ideal, but got pretty quickly back on that. Covered well. Pretty fun track with smaller cars, this is. A lot of awkward corners that can really throw you off. But it means there's quite a few chances to overtake. if you can set it up right. Oh, ho, ho, ho. That was nearly bad. That's the wrong button. Yeah, I also explained why I was pulling away on this straight. But again, it was pretty much immediately neutralized into the braking. Oh, that was it. Okay. But there's still one more. Just everyone's sliding into the last corner. But yeah. Whew. Man. It's definitely not easy. However, I did realize a funny stat with the results. So I'm pretty certain in the Legends. Yeah, so as it stands, Mattia has scored 43 points in every race so far. And that's a combination of finished first and then second. And that's going to continue for a 4th week in a row. I'm pretty certain. So congratulations on being so consistent that you've scored the same points every week. But yeah, next week we're actually going to be hitting Spa Petit-Champs. After I teased it off, and then I was told that now that I'd shown it, I had to do it, so we're doing it. That's going to be pretty wild. It's going to be pretty fun, I think, as well. I think if you enjoy the Legends, you're not going to want to miss that one. Need to send it harder in the second race, maybe. And then in the Porsches, we're going to be heading to Orchard Central, which is, well, the Orchard Road Street Circuit, which is, we've run it a few times. Pretty nice street track. Gonna be interesting to see how it plays out in these cars. I think it's gonna be another pretty bumpy track, so that'll be something. I get full points for doing that 2 laps. I can't remember how I set it up in the script. I think it might be 2 laps, so technically yes. Don't know why I used the emote twice. Oh. I don't know either. I'm going to do 90-degree turns. Yup. I mean, if that isn't... I mean, 90-degree turn is the spirit of the street trick. So... Ain't got none of this fancy, schmancy, fake street track shit like we got at, like, Jeddah or whatnot, where it's all these, like, funky, squiggly corners. Real street tracks are just 90-degree corners. But yeah, no, that's next week. I've been doing some stuff to get ready for the announcement for the special, so I'm gonna looking to put that out about Thursday or so. So do look out for that. Over those next couple of days. I think I've got most of the stuff I wanted to figure out before I announced it figured out. But yeah, hopefully by that point as well, it's a bit cooler. Not that it don't really matter for an announcement video of me just sat behind a screen talking. But, just in general. Yeah, do look out for that. That'll be a bit of fun. Not too much of a serious one this time around. Not complete shitpost territory, but it's not really serious either. So yeah, do keep an eye out for that one. What else? Brain is blanking. Oh yeah, I keep saying I'm gonna do a form, and then I keep forgetting about it, so do be on the lookout for that at some point as well. I don't know if I'll get to it tonight, but maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Or something. Because yeah, I do want to re-engage on some feedback on things. And yeah, I can't really think of anything more at the moment. So yeah, I think that's where I'm going to leave it here, because I need to fill up my current water bottle and get myself a nice ice-cold drink after all of that. But yeah, thanks everyone who came out and chatted. Thanks everyone who came out and raced. And yeah, do look forward to the announcements that'll be coming out over the next couple of days. And so yeah, look forward to seeing you all around next week also. Yep, thanks everyone.